The world is reeling from breaking news tonight. Under the cover of darkness, United States Special Forces swept into Caracas, their target, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. In a swift, precise raid, elite Delta Force operators captured Maduro with minimal resistance. Months of secret planning led to this audacious move, plunging the world into uncertainty. Now, in a stunning turn, Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, have just arrived in New York City. The world watches in disbelief as a sitting president is brought to U.S. soil, this time to face narco-terrorism charges. Caracas is gripped by fear and silence, streets are deserted, businesses shuttered, and the nation waits in anxious suspense. The White House has confirmed the mission's success, declaring that a dictator accused of running a criminal state is now in U.S. custody, about to stand trial for narco-terrorism. This single event has triggered a global crisis. The urgency is palpable. Legal battles, political fallout, and the fate of a nation now hang in the balance as the world braces for the trial. This was no ordinary arrest, but the forcible removal of a sovereign leader from his own capital. Intelligence agencies and top military brass coordinated the operation, executed with speed to avoid chaos. But the aftermath is anything but simple. The capture, and now the imminent trial, of Nicolás Maduro has opened a volatile new chapter in international relations. The world is watching a courtroom drama that will test the boundaries of power, law, and sovereignty. The suspense is mounting, the story is just beginning. The question on everyone's mind: what comes next for Venezuela and for the global order? The shockwaves from this operation are only starting to be felt. As dawn breaks, the world holds its breath. The fate of Venezuela and the rules of global power are now in flux, as the most high-stakes trial in recent history is about to begin. Nicolás Maduro and Cilia Flores are not in New York as political guests. They're criminal defendants. U.S. prosecutors have unsealed an indictment accusing them of leading a narco-terrorism conspiracy. The charges, using their power to flood America with cocaine, turning the Venezuelan state into a drug cartel. For years, Maduro and top officials allegedly partnered with violent traffickers, including the FARC and Mexican cartels. The goal: move massive quantities of cocaine north to the U.S. Prosecutors claim government planes and diplomatic passports were used to move drugs and protect traffickers. Maduro is accused of running the Cartel of the Suns, a network of military and government officials who used violence to protect the trade. The indictment details kidnappings, assassinations, and state-sponsored terror to eliminate rivals. The U.S. has labeled this network a terrorist organization, linking Maduro directly to acts of terror. He also faces investigation by the International Criminal Court for alleged crimes against humanity. But the U.S. case focuses on narco-terrorism and the threat to American security. The trial in New York will attempt to prove Maduro was not just a politician, but the leader of a violent criminal empire. The world will be watching as the evidence unfolds. The outcome could redefine how the world deals with criminal leaders. For Maduro, the stakes could not be higher. The capture of Nicolás Maduro has ignited a global firestorm. Russia and China have condemned the U.S. operation, calling it a violation of international law and an attack on sovereignty. They warn this sets a dangerous precedent that could unravel global order. The United Nations Security Council is holding an emergency session in New York, demanding answers about the legality and consequences of the raid. Many nations fear this operation shatters the principle of non-interference, a cornerstone of the UN Charter. Across Latin America, leaders, even those who opposed Maduro, are uneasy, fearing regional instability. U.S. allies are caught between supporting Washington and upholding international norms. The crisis is testing old alliances and creating new tensions. This is more than a diplomatic dispute, it's a fundamental clash of worldviews. The U.S. claims it acted to stop a narco-terrorist. Others see a superpower imposing its will. The world is watching to see how this plays out at the UN and in capitals worldwide. The decisions made now could reshape international engagement for years. The crisis is far from over. The rules of global power are being rewritten in real time. The world holds its breath as the fallout spreads. The U.S. administration insists the operation was necessary to protect American lives. They argue Maduro was a narco-terrorist, and the raid was a law enforcement action on a global scale. Supporters hail it as a bold strike against tyranny, claiming traditional diplomacy had failed. But critics question the mission's legality, noting Congress did not authorize military force against Venezuela. This raises serious constitutional questions about presidential power. Some warn it's an overreach that could drag the US into another costly conflict. Legal experts are divided. Can a nation legally capture another country's leader? Some say Maduro's crimes make him a legitimate target. Others insist on sovereign immunity. The debate is just beginning, and as more details emerge, the controversy will only intensify. The operation's legitimacy will shape American politics for years. The nation is deeply divided over what's been done in its name. With Maduro gone, Venezuela is plunged into chaos. The Supreme Court quickly appointed Vice President Delcy Rodriguez as interim president, hoping to project stability. But Rodriguez's legitimacy is hotly contested, and the country is adrift. Government officials denounce the U.S. operation as illegal, demanding Maduro's release. The Venezuelan people are divided. Some celebrate, others protest American intervention. Caracas is tense, with soldiers and police trying to maintain order. Years of economic collapse and repression have left deep scars. Maduro's removal hasn't solved these problems. It's created new uncertainty. The risk of unrest or even civil conflict is real. The future of Venezuela is being decided not just in government halls, but on the streets. The nation stands at a breaking point. Everyone is waiting to see what happens next. The stakes for Venezuela's future have never been higher. The capture of Maduro sets a powerful, controversial precedent. Can one country arrest another's leader? This challenges the foundations of international law. The U.S. argues immunity ends when leaders commit crimes like narco-terrorism. Critics fear this could usher in an era where military might replaces diplomacy. Imagine a world where countries send special forces to arrest leaders they oppose. The operation is compared to the 2003 Iraq invasion. Removing a dictator doesn't guarantee stability. The trial in New York will be a test case for international justice. The outcome will shape American foreign policy and global norms. Is this a new model for accountability, or a dangerous overreach? The precedent set today will be debated for decades. With Maduro in U.S. custody, Venezuela faces its greatest crisis. The interim presidency is a temporary fix for deep, unresolved problems. Years of economic collapse and political division remain. The U.S. intervention has sent shockwaves through Latin America, raising fears of regional instability. Venezuela's immense oil wealth is at the heart of the conflict, fueling accusations of foreign economic motives. How these resources are managed will shape the nation's future. Ultimately, Venezuela's path must be decided by its people, not imposed from outside. As the legal drama unfolds in New York, the real story is on the ground. The road ahead will require dialogue, compromise, and a commitment to democracy. The world watches, hoping for peace, but bracing for uncertainty. Venezuela's fate and the region's stability hang in the balance. The next chapter is unwritten. The world waits to see what comes next.